Hello, New Life. Welcome to our another Thursday video here. It goes out just introducing some new members, life of our church, and we are super excited. So why don't you guys introduce who you are?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Knew this would happen. I'm Val, and this is my husband, Matt. Go by Val, Matt, or Valerie and Matthew. We moved to Tucson from New York City in March of this year for my husband's job, and we have been attending New Life ever since, initially virtually, and we have been attending in person for about the past 2 months.
Yeah, that's fun. I remember when you guys first came, or just I first met you through the online experience. Matt, you and I had a great conversation over the phone. I know you guys are, God's doing some good things in you guys. So we're glad you guys are part of New Life and what's going on. So Matt, let's start with you. You guys went through next steps. What would tell us about what you enjoyed about the next step process?
I like the next steps. We got to meet a few different people. My wife even met some people from who lived in Singapore, which is where she's from. And well, they're here now.
Yeah.
And I liked getting all my questions answered. I had a lot of questions about the church, and I had all my questions answered, and I learned a lot of things about the church that I didn't even know to ask.
Yeah, that's great. What about you, Val? What did you enjoy about next steps?
I liked the icebreaker questions. I thought they were fun. I mean, doing something like that over Zoom can be a little tricky, but I think Maureen did a good job, and you, Zach, of mixing things up, and like we went on scavenger hunts in our own home and stuff like that. So yeah.
It is. We try. We do our best to try and create this fun environment online where you can connect with other people, laugh and enjoy, because that's who God is. God is full of joy and laughter in a lot of ways. That's part of His character. So we want to reflect that in our next steps process. And so, Matt, as far as you, what's something God is teaching you in your life right now?
Well, I'm constantly being humbled, learning what it means to be a father, and in my new job, and as always being forced to learn to rely on Him. So
yeah,
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, that's great. What about you, Val?
Similar. I think He's teaching me that life goes on even with the baby. It's been a huge adjustment, and we've had to do things differently because of the baby. But with him turning 1, and us wanting to get more involved in church and start a small group, I think He's saying life goes on. You still do what you need to do.
That's right. They change everything, but who we are and our identity and who God's created to be doesn't change in that sense as well too. And so just an opportunity to love, care on a new little one, and try and get less sleep in the process. And so Val, you just said a little bit, but kind of where's your heart a little bit to jump into New Life? Where do you guys hope to make a difference?
Before we moved to Tucson, before we even found this church, we knew we wanted to host a Bible study group. That's something I've done before. It's something that we thought about when we looked for homes. So that's something that we see ourselves jumping into, possibly leading, but definitely hosting. And in the future, again, with the baby, we'll see, but the music ministry, my background's in music. I'm a singer. I have a degree in classical voice. It's something that I put on the back burner for a while, but something I hope to jump into in the near future.
Yeah, that's great. What about you, Matt?
Similar. My wife has hosted Bible studies for many years. I've led Bible study groups, small groups, on and off for decades. At least 20 years. So I would love to continue to do that. I really enjoy just getting into God's word and just taking it apart and really understanding what it means and learning what it has to teach us, learning what God has to teach us. And of course, doing that in the context of a small group where you can learn from other people too, and learn what God's telling them. They can tell you what God means.
Yeah. That's great. I know, I think we've already reached out to you guys about, I know we're doing like a rooted group coming up, and I'd love to have you guys be part of those conversations. So I know we're talking more about that. And so if you're interested, maybe as we talk about rooted groups in the fall, if you want to hang out with Matt and Val, we're great people, and that's help you get connected into a rooted group with them possibly as well. Maybe just last question, just you guys, you're new. You jumped on when we were on virtual for a while, and that's what you guys did. Now you're in person a little bit, but where it's those who are watching this who are still online or watching it on whatever it is, like if someone's watching this and they feel new or kind of feel just disconnected right now to New Life, what words of wisdom or advice would you offer them as they kind of somebody's trying to figure out that they feel that newness or disconnected? What would you tell them?
I'll go first. I think it was a bit hard at first because we were attending virtually as we were trying to settle into our lives here. So it was hard to get plugged in. But once we started attending in person, we were already doing next steps, but we reached out. We reached out to Maureen, reached out to you, even the pastors. You guys are all so helpful and just like following up and helping us get connected. So I'd say, if reach out in person or over email.
That's good. Anything you add to that, Matt?
Basically, just reach out and people will answer your questions, and you can call. Like there's phone numbers. Just whenever I started reaching out before I attended the church, and Zach right here. We're gonna miss him. He's moving to Mississippi, but Zach definitely answered a lot of my questions, and he told me how to get started. And there's Maureen still here, and then the other pastors too, and they'll help you get connected. So just ask any questions, and people here are more than willing to answer your questions.
It's true. Like we do our best to try to know what's going on, but it's helpful sometimes just to kind of just raise your hand and say, hey, I have a question, and help us know and acknowledge those things. And where if you're brand new to New Life, or you've been here for 50 years, if you feel lost or disconnected, or if you feel new, you're just not sure what to do, we encourage, just help us. And we love to come alongside, love and care, and surround you. So if you feel that, let us know. We'd love to help. Matt, Valerie, we are excited for what God's doing in your life. We're glad and excited that you are part of New Life. And even as you finish this up, you become members of New Life. I'm excited for what God has in store, even for your new family. And then also as you talk about jumping into being part of God's family here at New Life. And so I am praying for you. I'm looking forward to the good things God has in store for you guys. So welcome to New Life, and we are glad you're part of the New Life family here. And so thanks for participating and engaging. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Zach.